Hi, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So, today we're talking about Sun's transit into the sign of Gemini for all signs. And if you like my videos, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me in the channel. To be notified whenever I put out a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Alright, so Sun's moving into Gemini. This transit will take place from June 14th until July 16th. And there will be a full moon that takes place late June 21st. And the effect could be felt June 22nd because of how late it's taking place. Now, the new moon will take place on July 5th. Alright, so we're going to be looking at this from all signs. Make sure you check your Vedic Sidereal, Ascendant, Moon, and Sun signs to get the full picture. These aren't your Western tropical placements. If you use Western tropical, it'll be wrong. These are your Vedic Sidereal placements. If you don't know your Vedic Sidereal placements, you can look up a Vedic Sidereal birth chart calculator. They're all over the place on the internet. Or you can get a much more detailed Vedic Sidereal birth chart from myself. Alright. So, let's get into it. Okay. So, kicking off, like always, with Aries. Alright, Aries, for you, Sun is going to be moving into Gemini. Gemini is your third house. But, first off, let's talk about the full moon. So, the full moon is going to be taking place in your ninth house. Ninth house is the house of father figures. Ninth house is your mentors, teachers, gurus. It's higher education, philosophy, religion, the law. It's long distance travel, pilgrimage, publishing. It's luck. So, the full moon is a culmination of emotions. So we see there's going to be a culmination of emotions tied to the themes that I've just mentioned. Now, Sun though. Sun is transiting in your third house. Sun's your focus. So you are focused on the matters of the third house. Third house is younger siblings, cousins, neighbors. It's your self-efforts. Third house is art, sports, media, internet, communications of all kinds, including writing. Third house is short distance travel. Third house is your skills. So, you're focused on these areas of life. And there's going to be a new moon here. And when that new moon takes place, a new moon is a new cycle, a new event will take place tied to the themes of this house. So, you could have to travel somewhere. You could start communicating with someone. You could have a significant event tied to media. There could be something going on with your younger sibling or your cousins. Or a neighbor. Alright. But that's what I have for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Alright, Taurus. So, Sun's moved into Gemini. But, let's talk about the full moon. The full moon will be taking place in Sagittarius, your 8th house. So, the full moon is the culmination of emotions. And this is going to be tied to the 8th house. 8th house is sudden endings, death, transformation. 8th house is the occult, it's research, it's sex. 8th house is wills, estates, legacies. It's your in-laws. It's your joint finances. So, there could be something significant tied to this house that could lead to a culmination of emotion. That is likely. Alright. Now, let's talk about Sun. So, Sun, your focus is on the second house for this month. Well, second house is your family, your earnings, your savings. It's your possessions. It's what you value. Now, there's going to be a new moon here. New moon is a new cycle, a new event taking place. So, there's going to be something significant tied to your family and tied to your finances. Could even be tied to speech. Maybe you have to make a speech. But for most people, this is going to be family and finances. Alright. Moving on to Gemini. Alright, Gemini. So, Sun's moved into your sign. And Moon is going to be in the 7th house for the full moon, of course, because full moon's always opposite the sun. Now, full moon is a culmination of emotions, because now the mind and emotions are full of light. 7th house is relationships, marriage, business, the masses, all the people that we deal with out in the world. So there's going to be a lot of emotion tied to this house, tied to relationships, tied to business, tied to dealings with lots of people. But Sun, your focus is on you. First house is you, your physical body, your overall path in life. So we see this is what you're going to be focused on during this month. Now, there's going to be a new moon taking place in your first house. So, there's going to be a new event tied to you. New moon, a new cycle. So, you have that to look forward to, Gemini. Now, moving on to Cancer. Alright, Cancer. So, Sun has moved into your 12th house. But there's going to be a full moon taking place in Sagittarius, your 6th house. 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your coworkers, your everyday work, everyday routines. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's health issues, accidents. There's going to be a culmination of emotions tied to this house. You could get very emotional tied to this house. Tied to the themes that I just mentioned. Now, Sun, your focus, though, is on the 12th house. So, 12th house is jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries, anywhere you feel isolated. 12th house is spirituality, bed pleasure, sex and sleep, foreign people, foreign travel, multinational companies. 12th house is investing, because in order to invest money, you have to temporarily lose money. 12th house is losses of all kinds, including financial. So this is what you're focused on. And there will be a new moon taking place here. And the new moon is a new cycle, a new event tied to that 12th house. And the themes that I just mentioned. Alright. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo. So, Sun has moved into your 11th house in the sign of Gemini. But there's going to be a full moon in your 5th house in the sign of Sagittarius. So, A full moon is a culmination of emotions. Emotions will be full. Fifth house is children, romance, students and subordinates. Fifth house is fun and games, creativity, art, sports. Fifth house is politics. Fifth house is change of job, because it's eighth from the 10th house. Sun, change, transformation of your career. Fifth house is also speculative gain through business, through stock market, through gambling. But there's going to be a big culmination of emotions when this full moon takes place. And it will be tied to the themes that I just mentioned. Now, the 11th house is where Sun's transiting. Sun's your focus. So you're going to be focused on the 11th house. 11th house is your elder siblings. It's your paternal aunts and uncles. It's your friends, your network circle. It's large organizations. It's your hopes, wishes, and desires. It's financial gain. It's stock market. It's the gain of your status, because it's second from the 10th house of career and status. So this is what you're focused on. And there's going to be a new event taking place here with the new moon. New moon is a new cycle. Something new taking place. Could be something going on with your elder sibling, your paternal aunts and uncles, your friends. Could be something tied to your hopes, wishes, and desires, or financial gain. 11th house is also the romance of the partner, because it's fifth from the 7th house. Alright, that's what I have for you, Leo. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo. Sun has moved into your 10th house in the sign of Gemini. But the full moon's going to be taking place in Sagittarius, your 4th house. So, 4th house is your mother. Home, land, real estate, cars. It's your comfort, your happiness. So, we see there's going to be a culmination of emotions. Your emotions are full when there's a full moon. And those emotions are going to be tied to the things the 4th house represents that I've just mentioned. Now, there's going to be Sun, your focus, transiting in the 10th house. So you're focused on your career, your status, your workplace, your managers, your bosses. 10th house is also government. 10th house is your karmic actions that the world notices. So this even applies if you're retired. 10th house still matters. So this is what you're focused on. And there will be a new moon, a new cycle, a new event taking place tied to the 10th house and the themes that I've mentioned. Alright, so that's for you, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Alright, Libra. So, Sun has transited into your 9th house in the sign of Gemini. And there's going to be a full moon in Sagittarius, your 3rd house. So, 3rd house is younger siblings. It's your cousins, your neighbors. 3rd house is short distance travel. It's communications of all kinds, including writing. 3rd house is your skills. It's art, sports, it's media, marketing, sales. It's your self-efforts. So there's going to be a culmination of emotions. Emotions are full. Tied to the themes that I've just mentioned with the 3rd house. But, Sun, your focus is in the 9th house. So you're focused on the ninth house. Ninth house is father and father figures. Ninth house is your teachers, mentors, gurus. Religion, philosophy, the law. Long distance travel, pilgrimage. Luck and fortune. So this is what you're focused on. And there's going to be a new moon taking place here. New moon is a new event taking place. Could be something going on with a father figure, with a teacher. Ninth house is also higher education. You could be taking a trip. Ninth house is long distance travel. But alright, that's what I have for you, Libra. Moving on to Scorpio. Alright, Scorpio. So, Sun is transiting in your 8th house in the sign of Gemini. But the full moon is taking place in Sagittarius, your 2nd house. Full moon is a culmination of emotion. Your emotions are full. 2nd house is your family, your finances, your earnings, your savings. It's what you value, your possessions. It's your speech. So there's going to be a culmination of emotions tied to your 2nd house, tied to your family, tied to your money. Now, Sun, your focus is in the 8th house, though. 8th house is your in-laws. It's joint finances and relationships and business. 8th house is sun ups and downs, transformation, death, wills, estates, legacies. It's sex. It's the occult. It's research. It's taxes. It's other people's money. So this is what you're focused on. There's going to be a new moon taking place here. A new moon is a new cycle, a new event tied to the 8th house and the themes I just mentioned. Could be something to do with your in-laws. Could be joint finances. Other people's money. God forbid, it could be death. Or it could be something coming to an end. Or some sudden event taking place. Alright. That's what I have for you, Scorpio. Moving on to Sagittarius. Alright, Sagittarius. I need a drink. 1 second. Alright. So, Sun is transited into Gemini, your 7th house. But there's going to be a full moon taking place in Sagittarius, your 1st house. Full moon is a culmination of emotions. Your emotions are full during this transit. So, 1st house is you, your physical body, your overall path in life. You're going to be very emotional during this full moon. This could honestly be about anything, but for the most part, it's going to be about you. Now, Sun, your focus is on the 7th house. And there's going to be a new moon taking place here. A new moon is a new cycle, a new event. And it's going to be tied to the 7th house. Relationships, business partner. 7th house is the masses, all of the people that we deal with. This is what you're focused on. This is the new event that's going to take place, tied to the themes of the 7th house. But alright, that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Alright, Capricorn. So, Sun, your focus has transited into the 6th house of Gemini. But there's going to be a full moon taking place in Sagittarius, your 12th house. Full moon is a culmination of emotions. Your emotions are full, tied to the 12th house. 12th house is bed pleasure, sex, and sleep. It's jails, hospitals, asylums, monasteries, anywhere you feel isolated. It's spirituality. It's foreign travel, foreign people, multinational companies. It's losses of all kinds, including financial. It's investing, because you have to temporarily lose money to make money when you invest. So there's going to be a culmination of emotions tied to these things. Tied to what the 12th house represents. Now, Sun, your focus is in the 6th house, though. And there's going to be a new moon taking place here. New moon is a new cycle. New events taking place. So, 6th house is your maternal aunts and uncles. It's your pets. It's your enemies. It's your coworkers. It's your everyday work, everyday routines. 6th house is health issues and accidents. There's going to be... This is what you're focused on, and there's going to be a new event tied to this house. And the things I've just mentioned. Now, moving on to Aquarius. Alright, Aquarius. So, Sun is transited into the 5th house. But there's going to be a full moon taking place in Sagittarius, your 11th house. Well, first off, full moon is a culmination of emotions. Your emotions are full during the full moon. So, this is going to be tied to the 11th house. 11th house is your elder siblings, your paternal aunts and uncles, your friends, your network circle, large organizations. 11th house is hopes, wishes, desires. It's financial gain. It's the gain of your status because it's second from the 10th house of career and status. It's also stock market. So, there's going to be a culmination of emotion tied to the themes I've just mentioned. But, Sun, your focus is in the 5th house. And there's going to be a new moon here. A new moon is a new cycle, a new event taking place. It's going to be tied to the 5th house. 5th house is romance, children, it's fun and games, creativity, art, sports. 5th house is your students, your subordinates, it's education. 5th house is change of job, because it's 8th from the 10th house. It's a sudden change of your career and your status. 5th house is politics. So, these are the things that you're going to be focused on. There's going to be a new event taking place here, tied to these themes. Alright, moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces. So, Sun has transited into your 4th house in the sign of Gemini. But there's going to be a full moon taking place in Sagittarius, your 10th house. Full moon is the culmination of emotions. Your emotions are full. 10th house is your career, your status. It's your managers, your bosses, your workplace. 10th house is government. It's your karmic actions that the world notices. So even if you're retired, this house still matters. So, there's going to be a culmination of emotions tied to the themes I've just mentioned. Now, Sun, your focus is in the 4th house, though. There's going to be a new moon taking place here. New moon is a new cycle, a new event taking place, tied to the 4th house. 4th house is your mother figures. It's your home, land, real estate. It's vehicles. It's your comfort, your happiness. So this is what you're going to be focused on. There's going to be a new event taking place tied to the themes of the 4th house that I've just mentioned. Could be something going on with your mother. Could be something to do with property. Land, a home. Could be something going on with your car. Could be something that brings you a lot of happiness. Alright, that's what I have for all of you. And, yeah. I'm gonna go play some Street Fighter. I got fireballs to throw and asses to kick. But if y'all have liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out me and the channel. And to be notified whenever I release a new video, be sure to hit the bell icon and select all. And if you'd like a Vedic Sidereal birth chart, a personal tarot reading, or an astrology consultation, links to those will be in the description box and the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.